Hello everyone. So this is the second episode of Drinks and a Chat with, and today I'm here with Pete Duffy. Pete has so many titles that I don't know where to start introducing him, so I let him to do it himself. So how would you introduce yourself, Pete?
I'm a singer-songwriter, I'm an author, I'm a poet, I'm an entertainer, I'm a playwright, and I'm an actor. So that'll do for a while.
See, I would have stumbled there on the third title probably. But yeah, this sounded like a pretty good and pretty accurate description of yourself.
Yeah.
And you usually also say that you're a liver of life.
Liver of life, yeah, and a Liverpool supporter, yeah. A liver of life and a Liverpool supporter.
Yeah, so I'm Chelsea supporter, so that's the one thing where
I won't hold it against you.
That's what he says now on the video.
Yeah.
But so where did it all start for you? Where did all this creative journey started for you?
Well, I've been playing music from the 60s, but I was, doing the pubs and on the keyboard and, dance stuff and all that like. And I always promised myself I had a lot of things I wanted to do, but I wasn't able to do them till about 10 years ago. So it all happened 10 years ago when I eased off on the pub music or the dance music, and I was playing the keyboards then. So I really wanted to have the guitar as my instrument, so I had to learn to play the guitar and the harmonica to do the songwrite, and then I followed the road where it's no covers, like it's only my own songs I'm doing now, Mm-hmm. So at that stage then I dabbled in writing, so I have 5 books out now, and it's like these were my ambitions for a long time, but they didn't really kick in till 10 years ago. So I'm on that journey now, and where it's going to take me, I don't know, but I'm enjoying it.
So do you think that you will add something else to your long list of hobbies, or you will stick to the ones that you have at the moment?
Well, it depends. If you teach me how to paint, you know what I mean? It's possible.
Oh yeah, well, I can teach you how to paint my way.
Yeah. Well, you see, Cart, I for a while I worked in a factory, and I knew what I was doing every day. I don't really want to know what I'm doing every day. I want life to throw kind of a lotto at me. I don't want to know what's around the next corner, and where it takes me, it can take me anywhere, and I'll let it take me, because that's the journey I'm following now,
Yeah, exactly. More fun that way, and as you say,
that's how I see
it's
it.
like an adventure that way as well.
Yeah, that's how I see it, you know what I mean?
Very good. But I was thinking that most people would say that guitar is your instrument. Do you feel that even though most of your life you were playing keyboard, that guitar is more you?
Oh yeah. I always wanted to play guitar. When we started back in the 60s, we started a group, and I ended up playing the bass, but I'll be honest with you, I couldn't play the bass. I was a disaster. But it's the guitar I always wanted, but I didn't have the temperament to learn to play the guitar. But so I'm fulfilling a dream now. I'm playing the guitar now, and I'm out singing my own songs, and this is a lifetime dream. So my instrument all the time was the keyboard.
Yeah.
The keyboard.
So it's pretty much like myself. I played keyboard all the time, and then I always felt that I want to learn the guitar.
Yeah.
And only now, 34 years of age, I actually started learning the guitar.
Well,
I said about it 20 years.
It's twice as good when you it's later in life you achieve your goals, and that's it with me now. I'm delighted. I'm doing what I said I would do, and I'm out playing, singing my songs on my guitar, and I'll improve on the guitar, and I'll go that journey, and so I'm really happy,
Yeah, that's good. And I think that when you're learning something later in life, you're taking it more seriously in that way, that you're learning more of the things that you know already that you want to learn. You have usually pondered about them for years.
You probably do it with an experience behind you too, you know what I mean? I love words. I'm in love with words, and I write poetry every day. I'm in love with words, words to me. It's a means of expressing, so it's into songs, it's into poetry, it's into when I'm writing short stories, so I'm in love with words,
So, what kind of stuff do you write? Well, of course, I have read 3 of your books, the ones that are out in paperback, but people that don't know your writing.
I suppose I started off writing local stuff, like, and I suppose I always have an element of the local area in my books, like, you know. I'm a creative writer. That means I have license to be a liar. You know what I mean? So so some people come up to me. They say, "Is that true?" Like they don't know the truth from whatever. But that's the beauty.
Authentic
that's
writing.
the beauty in it, like, you know. So I wrote locally about areas locally and people locally, and or fictitious people locally, and so I'm much more broader now. Like I have, you know, I can go international or, but there's always I always like to put a taste of that. The roots are back in Cork, like that. If I was speaking about somebody abroad like that, they would have come from Ireland or something like that. I like that. You know what I mean? You know.
Yeah, the authentic kind of scenery in your books. That's one of the things actually that really goes for them, and the local slang that you're using, which of course
I love
not everybody abroad might understand some of the slang, but it just makes it so real. And
well, I spent some time in America. I was playing music in America, and you know, I was a bit raw going out there, and when I got to America, the people were in love with my voice. So it gave me great respect in myself. Like I said, you know, before, like you get into different veins, like, you know. So they were mad about my voice outside, or they said, we love it, you know. So America really gave me a belief in myself. I'm actually very, very happy now to be myself. I don't want to be anybody else. I want it be out there. It's me, you know. So I'm proud of who I am now, you know, and that's it. Like.
Very good. If you said that you have been many years in America. If you could play in one place in America again where you played, what would be your choice? What would be the one place where you would like to go back to, or has it all?
Well, you see, the point is when I was in America, I was on the keyboards and I was doing the Irish scene. You know, you'll be doing Irish and country, like that's what went down there, like, you know. But I'm actually in a different vein now. Like, I'm doing original music now, and so like I would be playing in different areas now. You know, if it comes up for me that I go back to America, I'll go back. But I'm looking for different areas now. Like, I'm looking where the singer-songwriter goes in and he plays his songs on a guitar. That could be a club, could be a cafe, it could be out on the side of the road. I don't care. I want to do so. Really, my past brought me to where I am, but like I'm not concentrating on that type of music anymore. Like I won't do covers. Yeah. It's as simple as that. I want to do my own material. I've spent a lot of years doing other people's music, and this is my time now. So, you know.
Yeah, as they say, remember the past, but live for the future.
Well, you know, like how would I put it? Like. Definitive moments, like, you know, in the 60s I was sitting down with the buddy and we were sitting down on the sidewalk up on the north side, and we had no money or nothing. We were two layabouts, like, you know, and he was smoking a woodbine, and he turns around to me and he says, we were 17 at the time, he says, do you know what I was thinking? He said, how's about we start the band? Not a penny in our pockets, like, how's about we start the band? And from that statement, I am where I am now. I've been all over the world, and I got into the writing and everything. From his statement, we went along and we started a band, and we had a band, and that's the road that started it for me. So like, I suppose all is cause and effect. Like, you know, you say something, but I can point to that moment, and I say, if he didn't say that, like, you know, I might have gone down a completely different road.
But then you never know, somebody else might have said something in the future.
Possible.
Because it might be that music definitely was your way to go anyway, so sooner or later it would have come in from somewhere, or some influence.
In the north side, everybody was singing. Everybody felt they were a singer. Everybody could sing in the north side. Anybody who asking for a song, they'll sing you a song, but not everybody followed it up, like, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So as I said, I pointed at, like, and I'm on a magical journey, like, you know. It's I write poetry every day, like, and I'm, as I said, like, I'm where I want to be, you know.
So going back to your writing first, I'm going to ask you to play a few songs for us as well.
Okay.
But firstly, would you mind reading something?
Well,
for
yeah.
us? Yeah.
Well,
So we'll do that
the story, even though they're short stories, they would take a bit of time. So I'll read a bit of poetry.
That would be absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
That would be absolutely
So,
perfect. So we'll do a bit of poetry first, and then after that, I'll ask Pete to play a few songs. So stay tuned for that.
Okay.
So of course, this being drinks and the chat, the choice was coffee. Cheers.
Cheers.
And now Pete will go read us something brilliant from his repertoire.
Okay. I lived in the States, and to make money I was working by day on the roofs. So me and the buddy were working on the roof anyway, and one day we fell off the roof. He fell and he injured his back, and I fell and I had no injury at all. So I said to myself, somebody is looking after me. Somebody is shouting for me. So I wrote a poem. I felt that I had a guardian angel, so this is the poem I wrote. There's an angel on my shoulder who helps to keep me strong, who's always there to share my heavy load. When I'm grumpy or disgruntled, or just mad when something's wrong, she will calm me by opening love's door. And when I see misfortune or someone down in luck, like a ship that's tossed upon the rugged shore, she helps me show compassion, reach out a helping hand. There's an angel on my shoulder, this I'm sure.
Oh, very beautiful. Do you want to read something else for us as well?
I'll give you another short poem now.
Perfect.
I play a lot of music. I did play a lot of music down in West Cork, and I met this guy, and he was a shepherd way down towards Dursey. And he said he had retired, but he still used to go up the mountain every day with his dog up to look at the sheep up Hungry Hill. So I wrote this little bit of poetry. It's a short poem. I write a lot of 4-line poems, but this is a short poem. It's called A Shepherd. The old man walked on feeble limb, his hair a shock of grey. To herd the sheep on Hungry Hill, he slowly made his way. The mountain stream sang out his praise, the summer breeze blew through, while he whistled, life is beautiful in the early morning dew.
I love this one. This is actually one of my favorite poems from you. I was reading it a few times, and I was trying to translate it to my grandmother, to Estonian. But of course, like, if you're not putting very much time into translating poetry, it doesn't come out the same way like it is when it is in the original language written. So both of these poems were from one of Pete's books called Old Dog for the Hard Road. And all his books that I have very, very nice covers. And where are the pictures from the covers from? Or is there meaning behind it?
Well, there is. Oh, yeah. You know, I was reared up with LPs and albums, you know, and sometimes, like, the content of the music could be rubbish, but the cover of the album was out of this world, and that's what sold the LP. So I'm very aware of presentation all my life, like, you know. So the most important was a good cover. So that's that particular one is down in by Killa. It's up behind the Thatch.
Isn't it?
No.
Killa,
it's down before y'all.
On the way to y'all.
It's the woods up behind that, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I was thinking Kilworth.
No, it's behind the Thatch, you know. It it was a lovers woods, like people used to go courting there, like, you know. And I thought, you know, I thought hard, like, for cover, like, it's very important to me. It introduces you to the book, like, you know what I mean.
So you have 3 books out now.
Well, for a long time I was under the impression I had 3 books out, but I've been told lately I have 5 books. And I said, how come I have 5 books? They said, you have 2 O-rated books on CD, which I have. So they're O-rated books, like, you know. So I have 5 books out, like.
And they have different content than the ones that you have on the paperback.
Oh yeah, they would have, yeah.
So yeah, you have.
But some I would repeat, because a lot of people were saying, like, they would love some, you know, like some people say we haven't the energy to read, but we could listen. So some stuff I crossed over, like, but overall, like, I have 5 books out.
That's very good.
So, yeah.
And where would they be available? Would there be a
Well,
place where they could be ordered?
I didn't write a book now for a year, because I was so busy concentrating on the music, and I'm out performing now, like, you know. And so I'm on the verge of writing another book. I gathering the stories to write another book. So, but, like, I'm in no hurry. I'm supposed to be doing an album too, you know, of songs. Like, I'm in no hurry. Like, I just want to cruise through life now, and whatever comes, you know. So I, you know, I might do a book, and I mightn't do a book. I mean, it's. I mean, like, before, like, when I was doing first and second book, like, you know, there was an urgency to do it. But I have 5 books out now, like, you know, and I can relax a bit.
You can take
like,
your time.
Yeah. I can relax a bit, like, you know.
So both in writing and in music, what are your biggest influences? Where are the influences coming from?
I suppose country and folk, like, you know, and you know, old country, not the modern country. Like, there'd be a few in the modern country now, which I would consider good, like, but, like, the likes of Johnny Cash now, and Willie Nelson way back there, and Merle Haggard, like, you know, and these are my kind of songs. They're actually singing poetry, like.
Yeah.
There is the complete story is in a country and western song. If you listen to it, like, it takes in all aspects of life, like, and so I love country and western, like, you know. And but you know, but like, in country and western, like, you even go down to Texas now, there's a thing called Texas swing. Willie Nelson would do it, or Bob Wills there, like, and it's like jazz, like, you know. It's like jazz, like, but so there's a lot of directions you can go, like. But it's the old guys that influence me. You know?
And them 3 that you just mentioned there, I really love them as well.
Yeah.
Like, I really do. And these days, sometimes when you say Merle Haggard, then youngsters don't know who we're talking about. But I think that, like, my favorite song from Merle Haggard is the one. What's the title now? I'll come to it.
You know?
Yeah, the song is called I Can't Be Myself When I'm With You. And it has many different versions, different singers are singing it. Yeah. But still Merle Haggard's own version, the original is just
this guy wore the t-shirt, like, he had a hard life, you know. And any words that's coming out of his mouth are well earned, like, you know. And he's talking about life, like, you know. I mean, he's not studio produced, like, he lived the life before he wrote the song, like, you know. Like some of the great authors, you know. And so that's why, that's the same as Willie Nelson now, like, you know. They lived the life, like, that's the feeling comes out in the song, then, like, you know. Yeah. You know, so
Willie Nelson as well, the song that is very, very little known, called Are You Sure? And especially its acoustic version that Willie Nelson is singing. Again, one of my favorites. Like, of course, he has so many good ones.
Willie is one of the top singers in the world. I mean, you know, like, what Willie does isn't easy, like, you know. Willie, you know, the way he gets words out there, like, and matches them up, like, you know. Willie is a once off.
Yeah, definitely.
You know.
So, talking of other influences, is that Beatles shirt that you have on?
This is Well, it's a replica of the Beatles shirt. It's the design, like, but it's Chinese, like, you know. It's Asian, actually, you know. And I spent a lot of time out in Taiwan, you know, a lot of holidays, and so I saw it in the night market, and I bought 5. I thought they were beautiful, like, you know. I mean, they're grand and light, you know, and I fell in love with them, like, so. And there is I keep them perfect, like, you know. They're as nice today as they were the day I bought them, like, and you know, I'm mad about Asia. I have a fierce.
How long time did you spend there?
Well, I was there 4 different times, like holidays, I suppose, but once I was nearly there 6 weeks, you know. But like I lived in an old village where a load of old people. It was in an army village at one stage, and it was all old people there, like, you know. And I used to walk around, like, you know, I loved it because it was similar to the area I was reared up in the north side, up off of Blarney Street. There was all small houses and there was narrow lanes going up, and this was exactly like that, like coming back to my childhood, like. So I you know, I don't be rushing to go to modern hotels at all. I suppose I'm living in the past, like, you know, but I love these.
Yeah, but that's the way that you're experiencing the real country, like, because you can go to hotels anywhere, and hotels tend to be pretty much similar whatever country you're in. You wouldn't actually know any different.
Yeah, that's right.
Like, we are at the moment sitting in a hotel, and this could be in any country.
You're right, John.
When you're going to like countryside villages, talk to the old people or the local people, that's when you get the real authentic feel of what the country really is about, and what the usual people are like, and all this kind of thing.
Well, all my life, you know, when I play music, like, and all of my music was in the countryside, like. I didn't do the city that much at all, because I was into old time waltzes and country and all that. But I'd make a beeline to the older people. I want to talk to the older people. They're the people that I related to, because they were full of stories, full of knowledge. They could, off the top of their hat, they could quote something that happened back there, and that was like honey from heaven for me, like, you know. So that's the way I am, you know. And
very good.
You know.
So, are you going to play us some music now?
Well, yeah.
Would you do my favorite song from you? I'll be on my way.
Yeah.
You know what is my favorite song. I'm always hollering it out everywhere.
Okay.
Wherever Pete is playing, I'm like, Pete, play this song.
Okay, I'll do it especially for you, Cart.
Okay, perfect. So 2 songs.
2 songs, and I'll do the snow.
Perfect.
I'll do the snow begins to fall after that.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So stay tuned. They're coming up right now.
Thank you. The song is called "I'll Be on My Way." It's a kind of a country blues song. So here goes. Now you don't have to worry, I'll be on my way, and I won't be back to you another day. I know we spent the last few years playing the lover's game, but it seems like moving on time anyway. For it's a season since you lost a child, when spring was in the air, and you blame me just because I wasn't home. Now we've drifted so far apart, they say you found another man. I guess that I'll be moving can. What it takes two to fall in love and two to fall apart. And just like me, you're half as much to blame. Now you don't have to worry, I'll be on my way, and I'll never fall in love with you again. Talk to people on the street, God knows I've done my best. I tried so hard to live me down to shame. I can't keep feeling sorry for the night I was in hell. I was laying in the arms of your best friend. So you don't have to worry, I'll be on my way, and I won't be back to you another day. I know we spent the last few years playing the lover's game, but it seems like moving on time anyway. What it takes two to fall in love and two to fall apart. And just like me, you're half as much to blame. Oh, you don't have to worry, I'll be on my way, and I'll never fall in love with you again. No, I'll never fall in love with you again. This is a little folk song. It came from a poem. It's a song called The Snow Begins to Fall. Silver leaves from the tree falling in the lane. Hear a whisper of the wind to my window pane, and the birds who came to sing upon my garden wall keep telling me that winter's come and the snow it soon will fall. Every time I see the sun weaker in the sky, every time the rain comes down and the dark clouds roll on by, and the frost upon the ground when the day begins to dawn keep telling me that winter's come and the snow it soon will fall. But winter is the time of change, the dark before the dawn, and with it comes a promise of a new age to be born. And I have oft times wondered on the camp before a storm, the smile upon the mother so you see, behind the clouds, the sun it always shines, but it has to wait its turn till the summer gets in line. That's the way it is with life. There's reason to it all, and beauty is a winter's day when the snow begins to fall. La 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 la. That's the way it is with life. There's reason to it all, and beauty is a winter's day when the snow begins to fall. Yes, beauty is a winter's day when the snow begins to fall.
Super beautiful. So thank you very much for these songs, and thank you for meeting up with me.
Thank you.
It has been an absolute delight to have you
Thank
in
you,
my
Kat.
show.
Yeah, that's
And,
great.
is there anything else that you would like to say before we finish and
Well,
head off to have another coffee off camera?
Okay, I'm on a journey. Where the journey takes me, I don't know, and I don't care. I'm going to follow it. So I'd like to finish. I wrote a poem the other day about where I'm going to go and what. So I'll say it in a poem. Is that all right?
Of course.
The poem is called Destiny's Journey. Wherever my destiny takes me, wherever their story and song, maybe over the far-off equator, or someplace in the back of beyond, I'm happy to follow the journey where words still pour forth from my soul, while seeking the dream that's less followed along the emotional road. That's where I want to go.
That sounds like a pretty good journey.
Yeah.
Very good. So yeah, that's it. And I think that we are going to go wild and have another coffee before we both head home. So thank you everybody for watching.
And thanks for having me, Kat.
We'll see you again in the next episode. You'll never know who's coming up next time. Bye everyone.